Greetings, Tino here. I spent 4 years in this, 4 of them. I was broke 99.8% of the time. Anyways, it is a really beautiful place though. It's a beautiful, if that makes any sense. Anyways, let's check this out. I had a total of 4 different sources of income during university, and in this video I'm going to talk about how I came across each one of those 4 different sources of income and how I built them to a stage where I could earn an average of 6,000 rands a month. It wasn't like 6,000 every month. Some months I had nothing. The reason I'm making this video is because when I was starting university, I had no idea how to make money. It wasn't really taught in high school that, you know, these are things you can do whilst you're studying to make money on the side. So I kind of had to figure out that stuff by myself, and I mean, I eventually did. You know, by the end of 4th year, I was making about 6,000 rands a month. It was a bit less in the years prior to that, but you know, I made a living. Okay. Anyways, starting with the first one, photography. Yeah, my hobby. That's what I do when I'm not watching Netflix or working or just. Yeah. At the end of 1st year, I was just looking through my 1st year experiences, looking at areas I can improve, and I realized that my life was very boring, eh? I was just studying, and that's it actually. I was always studying, and it was not very healthy. You know, I wanted to have something interesting to talk about when I meet somebody. I decided to start, you know, to pursue a hobby, and after a bit of research, I figured, you know what, I enjoy taking pictures. Let me just, you know, save up some money, buy a camera, and just dive into photography. I took some money that I saved from 1st year, saved up a bit more, and bought my first camera, the Canon EOS 500D with a kit lens. That camera cost me like 4,000 rands in total. Bought the lens, the little bag I had to buy, the camera, and you know, just a few other accessories. Like it cost me about 4,000 rands in total. So that was around March 2015. And then I just went into it. I really enjoyed learning all the new things, going out to shoot random things, taking pictures of friends. You know, I really enjoyed it. And towards the end of the year, I have some friends who were in another residence, and they asked me to take pictures for their formal. I was like, no, I'm not gonna do that. I'm not experienced. I have zero confidence. I've never done this for money, you know. I never even considered that I could make money from it. So it was a no. However, I was like, you know what? I can do your procession for free. I thoroughly enjoyed that procession. I took some amazing pictures. I did not think I could take such amazing pictures. So that was really cool. And then when I took a look at the official photographs from the photographers they ended up hiring, I was like, I'm sleeping on money. And then I found out these guys charged them 3,500 rands. I was like, what? After that, a friend of mine, Bulele, she actually pressured me into creating a Facebook page. Best thing I ever did for my photography. And I created my Facebook page, and then I started advertising, started posting pictures I'd taken, pictures from that procession, which people really liked. From that shoot alone, another residence hired me. And this was my first paid shoot. Once again, there were brilliant pictures, and I was like, damn, I can make a living from this, eh? And that's when I started. So I started with very low prices, obviously, charging like 200 rands per hour or 200 rands per shoot. And then over the years, my prices increased as I got more experienced. By the end of my final year, I was charging a minimum of 500 rands per hour. So on average, for my photography, I would make anywhere between 1,000 rands and maybe, like in a good month, maybe like 10,000 rands a month. So that's during like peak seasons, like, you know, graduation or like formal seasons when universities having formals. I didn't think about it at the time, but I could have really exploited high school kids by taking pictures of their matric dances. Those guys pay a lot of money. Yeah, so photography, it actually wasn't my first source of income, but it is the first source of income that I started working on. Anyways, moving on to the second source of income, university tutoring. So by university tutoring, I'm referring to you being employed by the university to tutor courses in the university, that kind of thing. Yeah. Anyways, I started this in second year by tutoring first year computer science courses. It paid pretty well at the time for the amount of work we had to do. When it got to third year, fourth year, I didn't actually make that much money from university tutoring because my academic schedule was just all over the place. So I very rarely had free time during the week and during the day, which meant that my options were very limited when it came to tutoring. However, I still made an average of 1,500 rands a month. Downsides of university tutoring is it's very time intensive. Like, not just tutoring, but the amount of marking you have to do for some courses is just insane. And like a lot of the time, the money just wasn't worth it. Like, you know, I'd be working for like 40 rands an hour, including marking. But like, next up, we have private tutoring. So the nice thing about private tutoring is I can tutor outside my academic schedule. I could meet up clients at like 6, 7, 8 o'clock. No, not 8 o'clock. No, that's just wild. Nah, 8 o'clock is wild. But I think the latest appointment I had was actually 6:30 to 8 o'clock. But I would tutor after varsity, after I finished studying, and during the weekends and at night, which was really nice. And the nice thing about Cape Town during the summer is the sun sets at like 8:30. So that's a plus if you're going to be using public transport, for example. Now, private tutoring pays really well. I think the lowest rate I had was 150 rands per hour. And this was through like a tutoring firm, I don't know what you call them, but these, like, what do you call those guys? Tutoring agencies, yes. The easiest subject I tutored was computer science. That was by far the easiest and best paying because there are not that many good tutors out there for computer science. In my final year, I was actually charging like 250 rands per hour. And yeah, so how to get started with this one? The easiest way to get started is to join a tutoring agency. They would do the client hunting for you. They would take a massive cut though, like sometimes up to 50%, but they would take care of the nonsense involved with, you know, hunting for clients and stuff like that. Like, it's really useful. Other ways of advertising is through Gumtree, Facebook, you know, you can run ads even, and also just posting posters in your university notice boards. Like, people actually look for tutors through those things. So that's private tutoring. Highly recommend. You can even start this from first year by tutoring high school courses or subjects. And I mean, in that case, it might actually be easier since you're just leaving high school. So like, everything's still fresh and all. Yeah. Anyways, the last major source of income I had was vac work and internships. This one pays really well, or has the potential to pay really well, but it's very hard. It's probably the hardest thing to get into when you're in varsity. So after first year, I tried looking for work. I couldn't. I had very good grades from my computer science, but for some reason I didn't get a job. But after some research, I figured, you know, good grades just is not enough. Everyone has good grades when you're applying for work. So I had to look for something else. And this is when I started just working on my CV. So second year, I applied for everything. I was an orientation leader, I was a receptionist, I added that to my CV. I was a mentor for the engineering faculty. What else did I do? Oh yeah, I was like chairperson of the IT forum for university residences. Sounds fancy, that's the point. Yeah, anyways, I did a lot of random shit, and I also started doing like side projects, like coding side projects. So actually, I only made like one simple text-based game, and I put it up on GitHub, and that actually did help a lot because not many people do that anyways. So it immediately sets me apart from everyone else. Came time to apply for work. Second year, after the first semester, I got my first paid internship. Paid really well. They paid me like 7K, and they offered accommodation, flights, and food. So that money was all for me. Like, it just went straight to my pocket. Well, I mean, I had to pay taxes though. So I don't. Why do we pay taxes as students? Like, why? So after that, it became super easy to get internships. Every single vac from second year, I had vac work. On average, we're bringing in about 10,000 rands a month. Some of them included accommodation, some of them didn't, some of them, actually no, none of them provided transport. That's one thing I always had to hustle, and somehow I managed to hustle that. I'm gonna make another video on just how you can get into getting paid internships in the tech industry, at least. You know, I can't speak for any other industry out there. Anyway, so to sum it up, from VAC work alone, I made, around 30,000 rands a year, from VAC work, where that's an average of 3 months a year and 10,000 rands a month. University tutoring, that would be over 8 months a year, and I would average maybe about 1,500 rands a month. Private tutoring, I would also do that about 8 months a year, and that would pay me an average of like 2,000 rands a month. And lastly, my photography also averaged about 2,000 rands a month, and I'll do that over about 8 months a year. So if you add all that together, you'll get an average of about 6,000 rands a month. Okay, I hope you enjoyed the video. If you did, make sure to leave a comment. Just share your experiences in university, how you made money in university. I know for a fact there's a lot of ways I didn't even mention. I'd like to know about them. Let's educate each other here. Like the video, click the subscribe button, that one right there. And yeah, I'll see you next week with another video. Okay.